From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today is Monday. Happy New Week. It is November 14th, 2016. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And we hope you're doing well today. What a great weekend. Boy, I'm telling you, the temperature has really dropped. We're in a cool period here, and it is going to probably stay with us for a while. Okay. Cool temperatures. It is fall, after all, and we're about halfway through, as a matter of fact. Winter will arrive, a little over halfway. Winter will arrive December 21st, just before Christmas. And that's when we cross that winter solstice line, all right? The shortest day of the year, coming up in about 5 weeks. Well, coming up, on today's program, well, I'm going to tell you about that just yet. It's going to be a good one, though. You got to stay tuned. Let me tell you about this right here. On December 2nd, that's a Friday, the next downtown art walk will be taking place. This one is sponsored by Duke Energy. This will be and it will be during First Friday, December 2nd, from 4 until 8 p.m. at the Arts Council of Wayne County, ACWC. The Arts Council of Wayne County teamed up with downtown Goldsboro businesses, organizations, and over 20 local artists and musicians for a fun evening. Downtown Goldsboro will be all decked out in holiday lights and decorations. You can enjoy the lights and listen to festive songs of roaming carolers. Roaming, not Roman. Roman carolers. And local musicians. Not that there's anything wrong with Roman carolers, but they're in Rome. Enjoy the lights, listen to festive songs, roaming carolers and local musicians. Warm up with hot cider at one of the cider shops. Meet the Arts Council life-size gingerbread man. Shop downtown businesses and artists. Anyway, it's going to be a wonderful evening. That's December 2nd, starting at 4 p.m. That's at 102 North John Street, downtown Goldsboro, corner of John and Walnut Street. And it is going to be a lot of fun. And all the decorations will all be up and everything. And the lights will be lighting and decorations will be decorating. And all right, so tell me, what's happening on the 22nd of November?
It is Downtown Lights Up.
Downtown Lights Up?
At City Hall.
Now, that's a fun evening. There'll be all kinds of things going on downtown. Lots of people singing holiday music, Christmas songs. There'll be, I understand, in past years, the Grinch has been there, so hang on to your Christmas.
You been there?
Yeah. Downtown. There was one year I didn't make it. Anyway, that's November 22nd, and there'll be all kinds of things to see, things to do.
Didn't you say that we're going to have snow?
They're going to have snow. That is a fact. It's going to snow downtown Goldsboro. Maybe not outside Goldsboro, but downtown Goldsboro will have snow that evening. I think you said something about ice skating, didn't you?
Yes. They are supposed to have an ice skating ring.
Oh, boy. Lots to do. Lots of people, lots of fun, lots of music, lots of holiday excitement. Christmas is arriving near the end of the year.
Quickly.
Yes, it is. It's on the 25th this year, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What's this?
This is the city has sent over a notice to us here. They want us to let people know about this right here. It's kind of important to it. It makes a lot of sense. And they're thinking about, it's a health issue. In the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew, as citizens clean up, the city of Goldsboro is discouraging people from scavenging from what people are throwing out due to health concerns. They're worried about that. Houses that have been flooded are likely to have mold and or mildew. So here is what the city is suggesting to you. Now this came from, I guess this came from Scott, right? Actually it came from Tracy Davis.
It did, but this is actually, this part is health department.
Health Department is advising this. Houses that have been flooded are likely to have mold and or mildew occurring. Now, as people return to their homes and begin cleanup, keep the following in mind. Use personal protective equipment such as gloves and masks to minimize exposure to chemicals and pollutants. Gloves and masks. Always use proper hand washing with soap and water after handling flood materials. Work to create a well-ventilated area using fans and open windows and doors to promote good air circulation and to speed up the drying process for reducing moisture issues. Also, they suggest people with asthma or other respiratory conditions should avoid extended exposure to areas with mold and mildew to minimize complications. Use appropriate cleaning materials and always follow instructions for any cleaning chemicals that are being used. Discard all porous materials such as mattresses and couches and carpeting and such as that upholstered furniture that cannot be adequately cleaned and or disinfected to prevent the reemergence of mold and mildew. Now, if you need more information about this, you can go to the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services regarding cleanup. That will be posted on Wayne County Government's website. That's at waynegov.com. www.waynegov.com. And it's also on some of our social media channels. Is it on our Facebook?
It's on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, Facebook, our channel on Facebook. In fact, you go to waynegov.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see all the little buttons that link you to our Facebook page and our Twitter page and all that stuff, right?
That's right.
Excellent. Okay. All right, got a great program lined up for you. We're going to go to our first interview right now, okay? And we'll be back in just a moment on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we're here with Sabrina Kornegay and Paul Lascara. Right, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
I appreciate you talking with us. We're here at the Goldsboro Family Y in a very warm room. Now, this room is supposed to be this warm, isn't it?
Yes, it's warm. It keeps the water at a nice, warm, thermoneutral temperature.
All right, now there's two swimming pools here. This is the smaller of the two.
Yes, sir.
And it's so warm in here for a reason. What's the reason?
The reason is to keep this temperature warmer than the other temperature pool. The reason there, over here in this pool, we're doing a lot more of faster, higher intensity swimming and things like that. Your body's going to warm up a lot more. Mm-hmm. This one, we're using that thermal effect of the water to kind of keep your pain down, manage it, so we can do more therapeutic type activities.
Okay, now this is what you do, right? You're an
Yes.
aquatic therapist.
Yeah, I'm a physical therapist assistant, and I actually specialize right now in aquatic therapy.
Okay, and Paul, what do you do?
I'm a clinical student.
Clinical student, and you're here helping us out today, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, Sabrina, who do you represent? You're with a company. What's the company you're with?
Yes, sir. I'm with Orthopedic Physical Therapy. We're an affiliate of Wayne Memorial Hospital.
Excellent. Great job. Okay. So tell me, who would take advantage of this?
The water is great for a wide array of patients. It can be anyone from your athlete who's had an injury, who's looking to get back to higher intensity stuff, but maybe they have a protocol like an ACL or something where they can't do higher level stuff just yet. We can kind of offload their body using the properties of the water. It can also be someone who maybe just has pain in general. Like I said, the thermal effect of that pool is going to really reduce the pain. So maybe someone with fibromyalgia even. We see a lot of total joints, maybe someone who needs strengthening. Let's say just general muscle weakness, we're trying to get stronger. Maybe normal therapy on land, wherever they're going, it's painful. Well, we can do a lot of those same things in the water, using a lot of these properties of water to get them stronger, keep their pain managed while they're here so it doesn't have to hurt to do those activities.
Okay, two things. Number one, it's the resistance of the water that helps make this work. Is that right?
There's a lot of properties in that water.
A lot of properties,
yes,
not just
the
resistance.
The resistance is what's helping to build that strength. Their muscles are being resisted every which way they go.
Okay.
The thermal effect is going to help to manage the pain. The buoyancy of the water is going to reduce some of their weight so that they don't have all that pressure on their joints. That's really common with like patients with back pain, for example, where gravity's kind of compressing their spine. You get in the water and that feels a lot better.
Yeah. Okay, and number two, age is not that relevant, is it? Because you keep talking, you're talking about injury to athletes, you're talking about people who have back problems, that could be any age. Muscle problems, skeletal problems?
I have seen my very first clinical affiliation when I was a student, like my buddy here, Paul.
Yeah.
I worked with a pediatric patient, a really young girl. She was about 3 or 4 years old. She was having a lot of problems walking, and we used that water. She was a lot more focused in her treatments, and just there's some soothing properties in the water in and of itself that can kind of calm her down and relax her. There's a lot of fun things we can do to make therapy fun and attentive for younger children as well. So anyone who's aged, maybe they can't walk anymore for some reason, or they're a high fall risk. The great thing about the water is I can get them in here and they can do stuff in this water that they can't do on land without risking the falls. So it takes that risk of falling out of there. It frees up my hands to do lots of fun things that maybe we can't do on land or we can't do with just one person.
Paul, I meant to ask you where you're a student.
Nash Community College.
Nash Community, Rocky Mount.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good, very good. So you're a student in Rocky Mount. Do you live here or do you live there?
I live in Raleigh.
Oh, boy, is that confusing. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's okay. It happens to me a lot. So tell you what, let's look at some of the equipment you use to make these things happen.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over this way.
Okay. We will start with the simplest probably thing that most people have already seen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's our basic pool noodle. You can find it at the dollar store. When we work with patients, a lot of them, we try to get to the point where they're managing things on their own. So sometimes we even see patients just 1 or 2 times just to show them exercises they can do safely on their own.
So what would somebody do with that?
What you can do with this, one, you can use it for support. Let's say you have a tendency to fall or unbalanced in the water. You'll kind of hold that and it'll keep you a little more upright.
Okay,
Or,
I can see that.
because it's buoyant, you can use it for resistance. So if I were working on your legs in the water, we're going to test my balance here.
Okay.
We're going to come up and press down,
In the water.
almost like a leg press. What's happening is that buoyancy is pushing that noodle up, and then you're having to push it back down.
I see. I see. Because
Against
it
the
wants to float up.
resistance. Yes, it's wanting to float up. We have different size noodles. That's going to make you have to work harder if you're doing this exercise, but if it's for supporting, it's going to give you a little more support the thicker that noodle is.
All right. You know, I was once hit with a wet noodle.
How did it feel?
Yeah. Okay, what else you got?
More advanced things that not many people see are our hydrotone equipment.
This
This is really new to
what?
us.
What is it?
It's hydrotone. Well, these are called hydrotone bells, and these are called hydrotone boots.
We have a bell and a boot.
Yes, well, we have 2 of each.
Okay,
actually.
2 of each.
These will go on your feet like nice little boots,
Okay.
and then these usually go in your arms. They're not necessarily just for arm or upper extremity exercises. We use them a lot for core strengthening. That's what's going to help reduce your back pain for a lot of patients. It's going to help keep you from falling, more stable and balanced when that core is nice and strong.
Yeah.
I've been told they don't make these anymore. It was hard for us to get them, so.
But they work.
They work great.
Why they stopped making them?
I know.
That's a shame. Okay. What else we have?
Okay. What else we have?
What else we have?
We have. This is called a Wonder Board.
I wonder why.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No, I actually know. You can use this for several different reasons. I use it mainly for balance and core stability. So we can do seated exercises on the board. As soon as you sit on it, it kind of makes you wobble back and forth. You're having to stabilize.
Yeah, but you don't fall down.
Let's hope not.
You wobble.
That's what I'm there for. I
Oh,
make
okay.
sure they're safe, and for those patients that don't want to go under, we make sure they don't fall under.
Got it.
Some people are fearful for the water, so we take that into consideration, keeping the patient safe. We've had a lot of success stories of people that were really scared of the water and are actually now coming in on their own to the Y and to the pool and doing it all by themselves.
Wonderful. Okay.
So, this as well can be used. I mean, I've used it to do like push-ups in the water almost for some of my patients.
Wow.
Kind of getting that resistance as
Okay.
well. There's a lot of the equipment's very versatile.
Now,
Your
if you're-
imagination is as far
My
as-
imagination's running away with me here. Now, if you're doing push-ups in the water, are
Yes,
you
sir.
actually under the water?
No, you're above the water.
Oh,
You
thank
hope.
goodness.
as long as we're here, you're going to be
Okay.
above the water.
All
But the difference in the water is you're getting a lot of core strength too. You do
Right.
get that on land, but number one, you don't have the pain, and you're working the muscle very effectively without too much body weight that may injure your
Yes.
muscles.
Brilliant. Okay, what else do we have? This is fun.
It is fun. What else we have?
What else we
These
have?
over here, these are some of my
Oh boy, what is that?
These are called Burdinkos.
Whom?
burdinkos.
I knew it.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to call
If you
them.
can't say it, it must be good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
with these, we use them, some people call them water walkers. They're like platforms that go on your feet. We can use them for basic, just ambulation activities, kind of walking to get some general strength.
Okay.
So you're pulling up and it's resisting one muscle. You push down, it
Got
resists
it.
another. Or we can take patients to even deeper water and do even higher level activities to strengthen specifically the legs. Also cardio. So I've seen some patients even for weight loss, maybe their doctor was thinking about doing a knee replacement on them, but said they weighed too much, they didn't think they were going to get any better. So they come to me for a home exercise program. I show them how to monitor their heart rate, and we get them in the water, we get them moving. It takes time, it doesn't happen overnight,
Oh, I'm sure.
but they can begin to learn safely how to exercise and then start losing that weight so that they can get that knee replacement and make that pain go down.
Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Okay. What else we have here?
We have lots of different, these here are more for our upper extremities usually. We've got the plain paddles,
Okay.
and these things are attacking me.
I say yes. I've known them to do that. Yeah.
They're good. You have to watch out when you can't say the name.
That's right.
So we can move these all through the water, back and forth.
I
I
see.
can adjust the resistance.
Really?
So the greater the surface area, here comes another property of water, that's viscosity.
Got it.
The greater the surface
Oh, I
area
see.
through the viscosity,
Yeah.
the harder it is. So I've seen patients who have had rotator cuff surgery. Maybe they don't have the right motor pattern. Maybe they lift that arm and hike it way up high, and then they start having neck pain and everything else. We
Okay.
can use the water to kind of assist with that, get that motor pattern correct so that they have more functional, more normal motions,
Okay.
less pain, less compensation. These can be used for arms, like pressing down. They can be used to balance,
Yeah.
similar to the noodle.
Got it.
They can also be used, I've used them to do different core exercises, crunches, things like that. The patient's having to work harder to stabilize in the water
Right.
than they would per se on land where they're laying on a table. But because they don't have all their body weight on them, I know, we're trying to fill up the pool. That's what all that is out there.
If you hear a lot of noise in the background, it just started pouring down rain. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And we're trying to fill the pool. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's good.
That's not really how they fill the
No,
pool,
that's not
just
how
in
they-
case
no.
anyone thinks that.
Just kidding around.
We're basically offloading them where they can still do those exercises again that may be painful in water. So I can reproduce some of the things people do on land in water with less pain.
Okay. Wow. Boy, you've got all kinds of toys.
I do. I have lots. This is just basically a noodle for your neck.
A neck
around
noodle.
your head there.
Okay.
I'd put it around you and show you, but it's pretty wet still, and I
That's
don't
all
want
right.
to mess
I'm a
up
wet
your
kind of
shirt.
person there.
It will float and keep the patient's head above water.
Okay.
This may be used for a fearful patient who's just scared for their head to go underwater.
Okay.
Or I use it a lot whenever I'm floating patients on top of the water
Yeah.
to completely decompress their spine and offload their joints. It's a great, great pain relieving modality. A lot of patients, even those that are fearful of the water, once they try this, that first time they're going, oh no, oh no, oh no, and they're terrified. But by the third time, they're just as relaxed and calm on that water because it feels so good to them in the end.
Oh, yeah.
It can help to, just floating them can help to restore motion for the patient. Maybe they've lost, you get in this cycle. Something hurts, you don't move, they get stiff and tight, so it hurts, and then you don't move till the point you're really, really stiff.
I hear you saying that many people are afraid to actually go in the water.
Honestly, we don't have that many patients. I just want to let anyone know that may be afraid of the water, that I have ways that I can help
There are
you
ways
get
you
more
can help.
comfortable with that.
Got it. Well, that's great. Okay. Do we have more toys?
We have the balance
What is
board.
that right there? Okay.
This
What
is
is that?
typically used for balancing type activities. Now,
Okay,
there's
what about
similar,
somebody like me who's unbalanced?
then we would get you in the water where it's nice and safe,
Okay.
so I don't have to worry about you falling off and hurting yourself.
Okay.
I can use this as well. Let's say you've had an ankle sprain and you've lost some motion, maybe an ankle fusion. We can stand on, your feet and kind of work this board around the floor, kind of restoring some motion,
okay.
but you don't have your full body weight on there, so it doesn't hurt as bad. But it's still very functional to what you do.
Got it. Wow.
So
Okay.
A big part of our job is not just getting you to move, but getting you to move in a functional manner.
Okay. Because it could, if you try to do this all by yourself, you could end up hurting yourself, couldn't you?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. So the best thing to do is to go to a trained therapist for this kind of activity.
Yes, sir.
Don't try to do it by yourself, like some of us may have tried to do in the past. You could end up hurting yourself even more.
Yes.
Okay. What else? What are
I
those?
think the last thing we have, these are, their technical name is, I always mix it up, it's aqua fins. I have a tendency to call them aqua wings.
Aqua fins.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I knew that.
I have used them for upper extremities, and I've used them for lower extremities. They're another way just to resist things through the water.
Got it.
So we can, bring them to your legs, and we can do different hip exercises with these attached. Because it's making the surface area of your leg a little bit larger, you're scooping up more water, so it's making it harder.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Now
Is this a boogie board?
This is a kickboard. They actually have these at the YMCA, so it's another piece of equipment later that patients will show them how to utilize on their own. Similar properties to what we can do with our Wonder Board here. Other things I use this for, since it's not as buoyant as this Wonder Board. People who need to really work to re-engage those core muscles, we use this just to kind of help with that.
Wow. Wow. Oh, this is great.
I just like coming to play with all the toys.
I know you do. This is great. Now, again, the difference between these two pools is
temperature, and size mainly.
Size. This is a much smaller
depth
pool.
As well.
Now, this is only 3 feet here.
Yes. This pool goes from 3 feet, well, at the main part, 3 feet to 4.5. We have stairs, 2 ladders, and a ramp.
A ramp.
I had mentioned patients not being able to walk that I have worked with. We actually have wheelchairs. So I can transfer a patient from their chair into ours, and we can roll them right on down.
Wow, and right into the water.
Yes, sir.
And so that's 4.5 feet on this end, 3 feet on this end.
Yes, sir. The other pool over there goes from 4 feet up to 12. Great. I have used it before. I have one patient who actually prefers the cold water, and we're doing some lumbar traction on him. So we put him in the water, floating. We have some ankle weights that we'll kind of put on his feet, and that'll help to kind of decompress that spine further, help with low back pain, any disc-related issues, and so forth.
Now, I see
You're looking like you need to come see me every time I say back pain.
I'll call you. But I see children in here. Now, are these children here with their parents to work in therapy, or are they here just having a good time?
Well, there's a few things. Children are not allowed in this pool at certain hours of the day. We're getting close to the end of the day where they have swim lessons. Not we meaning orthopedic physical therapy, but the YMCA.
Right.
So they'll use this pool for that. Okay. I take a lot into consideration when I schedule my patients. Who's going to be best suited for a splashing child versus who needs that still water. Sometimes I use that splashing child to kind of challenge their balance more once they get really good, because there's more waves in the water.
Right.
But then again, if they don't want to get their hair wet or their face wet, we try to bring them at a time when it's a lot more still and quiet in here.
Now, you have classes here.
I do not offer classes here in the pool. I teach a kid fitness class here at the Y.
Oh, okay.
What I do, it's all one-on-one.
Okay.
So the patients, they will go to our clinic, orthopedic physical therapy, and they'll bring a doctor's order. So whether it's from an orthopedic doctor, their primary care physician, it doesn't matter. They just need to bring us that order. We'll get them scheduled in for an evaluation, schedule their appointments. Go ahead.
You don't take walk-ins?
Right now we don't. We're trying our hardest to work on it.
That's okay. That's okay. But it's by
yeah, it is by appointment.
Appointment only.
You'll get that referral. You'll bring it into the orthopedic physical therapy. They're going to schedule in an eval. You'll go to the clinic that first day, and then after that they'll schedule you to meet me here. And then we'll continue here. Some patients are just in the water. Some do land and water. We try to tailor our treatment to what that patient needs.
All right, one more time. Now, I know this is Scott Gibson's
yes, sir.
thing, right? And tell Scott I said hi. But I've known him for a minute.
Hi, Scott. Whoa.
But the name of the company again?
It's Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
Okay.
We're an affiliate of Wayne Memorial Hospital. You want the address so you guys can find us?
What's the address? Yeah.
It's 2808 McLam Place.
Oh, okay.
I think I know the phone
right
number
off Cox
too.
Boulevard.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, I know where McLam Place is. Yeah.
All right.
And what's the phone number?
919-587-3169.
Now tell me, why would someone call you?
Well,
If that is to say, if you by referral only,
why would they call me?
why would they call you?
Well, to come if they want to do aquatic therapy, obviously, but we do all different kinds of therapies.
Okay.
So if you're having any pain at all, if you're just wanting to improve your overall health, if you've had any surgeries,
Okay.
anything at all, give
got
us a
it.
call. We can let you know if you're appropriate or not. Why I say come to me or us for aquatic therapy is because we've had special training. So we've had training.
Tell
through
me
the
about
Amer-
your training. What's your background?
I actually went to Nash like this guy here did, starting out, and then I've had additional aquatic training through the American Physical Therapy Association.
So you know what you're doing.
I hope so. I'm still learning, though. We're always learning. That's the thing with this
well, yeah.
profession. So
There's always something
we
new,
try to
isn't
stay on top of it.
All right, very good.
So the rest of our staff, we're working hard to get everyone trained, but we have a few other people in the pool with me, and they're just as competent.
How many can you take at one time?
We do all one-on-one
One-on-one.
treatments. We can have more people in the pool because we have other therapists that are trained as well to do that.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Paul Lascara. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you coming by and talking with us. And
Thank you, Wayne.
Sabrina Kornegay,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Nice to
all that
meet
great
you.
information. I'm not going to make you get in the pool today if you promise not to push me in. Okay? Thank
Sure
you very
you wanna
much.
go for a
No, I don't
quick
want to go. No. Thank you very much.
All right,
All right.
thank you, Wayne.
And from the Goldsboro Family YMCA.
Yes.
This is Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today is Monday, the 14th of the month of November. November 14th, right?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. What do we have from the senior center? Anything at all?
Yes, they are having free blood pressure checks tomorrow, which is the 15th. Jativa will be available from 12 till 1. And the blood pressure checks are free. And for more information, you can contact Rob Phillips at 919-731-1589.
Way to go. All right. Let's see here. Tomorrow the 15th, today the 14th, right? Coming up on the 17th this week, 2 notices for you. One is the Fleet Reserve Association Tar River branch will have a meeting at the American Legion Hut, Highway 117 South, just immediately south of the fairgrounds. That's on November 17th. The meeting begins at 7 p.m., 7 o'clock. Fleet Reserve Association Tar River Branch 204. That's on the 17th. Also, that same evening and right after that meeting, American Legion Post 11 will have their meeting beginning at 7:30. American Legion Post 11 on the 17th at their American Legion Hut, Highway 117 South. Okay? Okay. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. And there's going to be a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving party. There is. So I'm not the only turkey, right? So Charlie Brown Thanksgiving party is on November 19th. That is this Saturday, and it will be taking place. Where was it going to be held?
Arts Council.
At the Arts Council of Wayne County. Thank you very much. And the Arts Council, I knew that. 102 North John Street, Goldsboro. See, now you can take the children there if they're ages 4 to 12 for $15. Leave them there, and then go run an errand or two for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Huh? They know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you do. From 10 until noon, so you got to shop. You got to run those errands quickly. Run those errands quickly, okay? 10 till noon, this Saturday, at the Arts Council of Wayne County. And if you need more information about that or anything to do with the Arts Council of Wayne County, they are at artsinwayne.org. artsinwayne.org. Times are running out if you want to change your plan, because Medicare Part D, you have the option of picking another plan. Because if you're not happy with what you have, well, price went up, things keep going up, something changed. You'll want to talk to a counselor, a SHIP counselor, and get new information about that. And it's very easy to do, and they will meet you. You can go to the Peggy M. Seeger Senior Center at 2001 East Ash Street. Meet with a SHIP counselor Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of any week now until December 6th. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday from 9 till noon, and see what plans are available for you. You might end up saving some money, finding another way to whatever you need to do with these plans. But if you're on Medicare, you have the option of changing your plan, your Part D, between now and the 6th of December. Okay? And they do this every year. What's special about today?
What is special?
I'm glad you asked. Today is the 14th, right? It is a Monday. Today is International Girls' Day. There you go. Today is also, sponsored by the Diabetes Foundation, International Selfie Day. Do you selfie?
No.
Nor do I. I'm not even sure I know what it means. I probably do, but I don't do it anyway. Today is Loosen Up, Lighten Up Day. So loosen up. Today is also, was that loose?
Yeah.
Okay. Today is also,
Bet you didn't lighten up.
well, I need to lose a little, around the middle. Today is also National Pickle Day. Well, there you go, Mount Olive. It's your day. And Facing, of course. Yeah, but Mount Olive, it's your day. National Pickle Day. It's National Spicy Guacamole Day. Whew. It's also Operating Room Nurse Day. Spirit of NSA Day. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not National Security. No, NSA is a different one. This is National Speakers Association. Spirit of NSA. It's also World Diabetes Day, and there you go. So, pick a day. Celebrate something, all right? Here's today's trivia question. Here's today's trivia question for you. Let's see. What was I going to ask? I was going to ask, everybody remembers Gilligan's Island.
Yes.
Okay? Gilligan's Island, a comedy starring Bob Denver, Alan Hale Jr., and a host of other people, including Russell Johnson and a bunch of other people. Natalie Schaefer, Jim Backus, and the two girls. It was a very popular program. And the story was that they went on a 3-hour tour, got involved with a storm, and ended up shipwrecked on a deserted island. Right? That's the storyline. Well, what was the name of the ship they were on, or the boat? Actually, it was not a ship, but it was a boat. What was the name of the boat on which they were shipwrecked on the deserted island? There you go. And if you remember the program, you saw the boat at the beginning of each program, and you saw the name of it. Had a big hole in the side where it shipwrecked. Okay, that's our trivia question for today. We'll have the answer for you in the next segment of the program, and that's coming up next on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today, Sergeant Paige Learnard of the Goldsboro Wayne Crime Stoppers joins us. We're going to be talking about a crime that's happened here in the last few days. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Sure thing. So what's going on? What are we talking about?
Well, I'm sad to report, actually, we're here to talk about a homicide. Happened November the 7th, and it happened about 3:15 in the afternoon.
Okay.
We were actually dispatched to a subject being down with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. When the officers arrived, it was a gentleman by the name of Antonio Moore, 32 years old. He actually resides on Pineview Avenue, but they were dispatched to the 300 block of Bright Street.
Okay.
So for some of those who don't know the area, it's close to the Piggly Wiggly that's on Lionel Street, so
Right.
many people are familiar with that location. The officers arrived on scene, started gathering information, and they did discover that we're looking at potentially 3 suspects, possibly more. They fled initially on a vehicle, and then that vehicle was left behind, and then they fled on foot. So, you're talking about right there at 3:15 in the afternoon, complete daylight.
Broad daylight, yeah.
Yeah, multiple shots were fired. We've got multiple witnesses throughout the city, we know we do, that we're talking to, so we need the community to step up.
And even though it's near the Piggly Wiggly, it is a residential area?
Right, it's in a residential area. I just was giving,
Right, just-
Piggly Wiggly is a landmark. Obviously, it didn't happen at Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
Definitely don't want anybody to confuse
Oh,
that,
no,
but-
I love Piggly Wiggly.
Right, there's
yeah.
so many people in the community that shop at Piggly Wiggly,
Yeah.
and they know about where you're talking about
Yeah.
if you say that. But Mr. Moore was 32, and he, in his case, deserves our attention, and it deserves the community stepping up. So we definitely want the community to give us some calls.
Is this a feeling that this was not a random shooting? Do you feel like this was a targeted shooting?
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be just a random shooting in this incident by any means. So we know there's people out there with information. We know there's more eyes and ears that were out there.
3
And-
people and gunshots, and they had to be running, or I
Right.
would think they would.
You know, like I said, the vehicle that the suspects were in fled the scene initially, but it was abandoned, and then they fled on foot. So we have some information that we're working on, and we're steadily working the case. But as always, we need the community to step up and give us the pieces of the puzzle that we don't quite have, kind of help us tie this investigation together.
Now, this is a capital crime, so
Right.
there would be a reward.
Right, absolutely. You know, as always, Crime Stoppers pays up to $1,000, and this is a felony case, and it's a cash reward. You never have to provide your name, your identity. You just give a code name, and so this would definitely merit a reward in this case.
All right, the phone number scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Just call telephone number 919-735-2255, or text 919-222-4230, or go online and use TipSoft, which is on your
That's right. They
Facebook
can click
page.
right on our Facebook page.
Right.
They do not have to be a friend. Anybody can get on our Facebook page. They can click right on that tip, and it's encrypted on the internet, so they don't have to worry about us being able to discover who they are, because we don't want to know who they are.
Right.
It's just a third way of being able to supply information.
Now, November 7th, I don't have a calendar right in front of me, but I believe was that a Sunday?
As a Monday.
Monday, okay. A Monday at 3:30 or so in the afternoon, 3:15, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
Broad daylight. 3 suspects, 3 people running from a scene after multiple gunshots,
That's right.
and a man passed away. He died.
Yep.
So if you can help, again, the number's at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Sergeant Paige Learnard of Crime Stoppers. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. It is a Monday, and that means tomorrow
It's Tuesday.
is Tuesday. Yeah, I was going to say that. Is another day. It will be Tuesday. Okay. Oh, okay. I've told you about this before. This is important here. Coming up on November 29th, the Wayne County residents will have an opportunity to take the work keys tests for the National Career Readiness Certificate in November 29th. Well, actually, you have 2 more opportunities. Let me tell you about them. Wayne Occupational Readiness Keys for Success program providing testing sessions, 2 testing sessions. The next one will be November 17th. That one begins at 12:30 in the afternoon. 12:30 in the afternoon, November 17th. The other will take place on November 29th, beginning at 8:30. So if you're a morning person, you go at 8:30. Afternoon person, you go at 12:30. The 17th or the 29th. All the sessions will be held in room 136 of the Walnut Building on the campus of Wayne Community College. Now, pre-registration is required for this, and you can pre-register by calling 919-739-7004. 739-7004. It costs you $36 to take these skill assessments. There are 3 skill assessments: applied mathematics, locating information, and reading for information. If you need help with or assistance with the $36, they may be able to help you with that. At Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, the Airmen and Family Readiness Center at Seymour Johnson will offer free assessments to military personnel and dependents. To get information about that, you can call 919-772-1123, 772-1123 for more information and to register for the next testing session on base. Those wishing to prepare for the NCRC, that's the National Career Readiness Certificate, may take advantage of the self-directed instruction and skills upgrade training offered in the Works Lab, which is also in room 136 of the Walnut Building. And that lab is open from 9 till noon on Mondays and Thursdays from 1 to 4, and on Mondays and Tuesdays from 5 till 8 p.m. That's not true. I just misread that the lab is open from 9 till noon, Mondays and Thursdays, Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 till 4, and 5 till 8 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I did say part of that right, didn't I?
Part of it you got right.
Anyway, I hope you're writing this down. Now,
Repeat it again.
okay, here we go. One more time. If you would need to study for this, go to the lab. The lab is in room 136 in the Walnut Building on campus. The lab is open Mondays and Thursdays from 9 till noon, Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 till 4, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 till 8 p.m. Is that okay?
That's good.
Okay. Works is a collaborative effort of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, Wayne Community College, Wayne County Public Schools, County of Wayne, Wayne County Career Center, City of Goldsboro, and the Eastern Carolina Workforce Development Board, and is housed at Wayne Community College's campus in Goldsboro. For information, 919-739-7004.
Very important.
Very important, yeah. What you got?
The next blood drive is this Thursday at Goldsboro High School from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. What day is that?
This Thursday.
This coming
the
Thursday.
17th.
Okay. And let's see, what else we have here? What else do you have?
We
You got
got
something
Christmas parades coming.
there? Oh, yeah. Yes.
Mount Olive Christmas Parade will be December the 3rd, starting at 10 o'clock. Then you can go to Fremont on the same day at 1 o'clock, and then you can leave from Fremont and come to downtown Goldsboro at 4 p.m. for the Christmas parades.
All right.
And then on Sunday, December the 4th, Pikeville Christmas Parade will start at 3. And then on December the 11th, Eureka will have their Christmas parade starting at 3.
And I believe the city has said this year, as much fun as it is, and in fact they did this last year and the year before that, I guess, for those who are participating in the parade, please do not throw candy. It will not be allowed because there's concerns for injury. So do not throw candy or anything like that during the Christmas parade, please. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Is that it?
I believe that's all,
Did
Wayne.
I did that too, didn't I? Take a look at our trivia question now and give you the answer to the question. Everybody remembers Gilligan's Island from years ago on television, a very popular program, a funny show with Bob Denver, who was brilliant, by the way. Everybody thinks he was not. That's because he was such a good actor. He was brilliant. But Bob Denver and a whole bunch of other good people, good actors there. And the question was, what was the name of the boat in which they shipwrecked on the deserted island? And the name of the boat was the SS Minnow. The Minnow, which you saw at the beginning of the program. As the program opened, you saw the boat. It had shipwrecked on the island. It was up on the beach, and you saw SS Minnow on the side of it. Now, there's a particular reason that it was named SS Minnow. There was a fellow back in 1964 named Newton Minnow, 1 N, who said and complained, and he was the FCC chairman. He was something with the FCC. Big deal. He's a big deal. But he said in 1964 that television was a vast wasteland. So as a result of that, and of course that upset everybody in the television industry. And maybe in 1964 it was. I don't think so. But anyway, that's where the Newton Minnow, that's where the SS Minnow came from. They named it after him, which was, I guess, kind of an honor. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I hope you're able to join us then. We start at 7 o'clock. The show repeats at noon. Then the show will repeat at 5:30 p.m. So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Paige Learnard.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.